I'm Angie Ramsey, and this is my husband, Jamie Ramsey. We have been at New Life Church since 2017, and then we were at the Windsor division for 3 or 4 years before that. So we've been around for a little while. I had an aunt that lived here in Fort Smith, and so she said she'd get me a job and let me live with her. So I moved up here, and then I met Jamie in December of '93. And so we got together. We were married within 6 months of getting together. We got married in June of '94. We were married for 23 years. He has 3 children. I had a daughter. He adopted my daughter. So we have 4 children together. We have 12 grandchildren, and we have a great granddaughter on the way. And so we have raised this family together in church and had a pretty good life. God has really blessed us throughout our life, and we had a really good marriage and went to church and just did a lot of things with our children and took our children to church, and had our children have great memories of us raising them and doing things with them. And in 2011, Jamie had 2 heat strokes that really messed up his heart, and he got really, really sick. He couldn't work. He went from working every day to not being able to work at all, not being able to even take a shower. He couldn't do anything, and then he got very anxious, and he was having panic attacks, and then he got very depressed, and he was hurting a lot because he had a lot of severe back pain, and so the doctors were just throwing pills at him continually, and he got addicted to pills.
The part where she was talking about where I got sick, and then I got sick, and I couldn't do anything, and I got mad at God. I really did. I got mad at him. I thought, now wait a minute, here I've been doing all this, I changed my life around, and what's going on now? I can't even breathe, And so I got mad, 2 or 3 years there, and then finally I started going to a different doctor. God had let me, go to a different doctor, and I started feeling better. But then I started noticing that if I would take a pain pill, I'd feel a little bit better, and I'd be able to work a little bit more. And this one pain pill led to another pain pill, after another pain pill, until I was working for pills. I was taking probably anywhere from 25 to 30 pain pills a day, plus at least, I don't know if you know your drug world very much, but like Xanax bars, like 10 of those at night just to try to go to sleep. And I almost committed suicide at least twice. But during this whole time, what I didn't realize what I was doing was not only was I backsliding, it was a slow backsliding, but I was backsliding completely, losing my wife, losing everything around me that ever meant anything to me on account of a little pill. The devil had me so deceived, but there was no way I could quit.
But as you probably know, most people know that drugs change people. It changes our relationship. It changed everything. So we ended up getting a divorce in 2016, and we were divorced until we got back together in September of 2022. We got married in December of 2022, and we've been married ever since then. And we know now what we lost, what we gave up, and we know that we don't take our marriage for granted.
Never.
We don't take each other for granted.
Mm-mm.
We keep God in the center of our marriage, and we know that God is the one who put us back together. I never stopped going to New Life throughout this whole thing, and I can't tell you the number of connect cards that I filled out and prayed for our family to be restored, prayed for family restoration, prayed and prayed and prayed, and a million prayers for family restoration. And I never thought, I had faith that God was going to do that. But then it's like, is this going to happen? Because it had been so long. And then all of a sudden it just happened. And our kids are happy, our grandkids are happy. Everybody, is just happy that our family is restored, and our family is just, amazing. I'm just very thankful for New Life and for the New Life staff and the pastors here and the people here that, walked with me through this. And even though, not everybody knew what was going on, that, they prayed with me a lot through this. And, New Life Church is part of the reason that we're sitting here, because of y'all's prayers and, walking with me through this. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I would have never dreamed, not in a million years, that we'd be sitting here right now, because I just thought she was done with me and just didn't want nothing ever to do with me again. And then when I got a phone call from her on Christmas, telling me how much she loved me and everything, and then it just everything just flooded back into my emotions, and I thought, oh, wait a minute, this woman loves me, and I love her, and she never quit loving me. I quit loving myself. When you quit loving yourself, then you got problems, and that's where it all went wrong with me. When I quit loving myself, I thought I wasn't man enough to be the man I needed to be anymore, because I couldn't work like I was before. And God's restored pretty much all that too. And as far as drug-free goes, yes, that's right, 6 years now. And I have no desire for no pill. You can ask her. Try to give me an aspirin even, and I just freak out sometimes. I think, no thank you, Through all that, even though I had all that pain in my body, I still never was back addicted to the pain pills ever again. It's just when God delivers you, He makes you free. He don't set you free. I think I've said this before, He makes you free. That's what it says in the King James, the old King James. It says He'll make you free. And He made me free, If He had set me free, it'd have been easy. But He made me free. And it came through a lot of pain and a lot of suffering. But I wouldn't change a bit of it, not one bit, just to get to sit right here next to her and be in love the way I am right now. I never knew I could ever be in love like this before, So whatever you got going on out there in your lives, just know this, that God is in control. And if you just let Him, you can have a happy life.
One of the biggest things I learned about God through all of this is that He is bigger than our addictions. He's bigger than our mistakes. He's bigger than our fears. He's bigger than our doubts. He is just bigger than any of that. And if we trust Him with our lives, then He will renew and restore. And He can renew and restore anything. If He can put this back together, He can put anything back together. God is still restoring our family. And this has done so much for my faith, to see that God is just a big God, and He's a good God. He's a good God.